Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Welcome. Yay. Alrighty. Welcome. Thank you so much for putting up with all of the changes that the channel has been going through lately. We've been moving stuff around and creating new content that's very different than usual and a bunch of other stuff. But I promised a tarot reading would be taking place for Libra through Pisces, and we will be doing just that right now. Let me place my mic upon this tiki god stand in order to have it a good distance from my mouth and you can hear me, and hopefully it won't be shorting out too bad. So, alrighty. Today, I've got a selection. It's going to be slightly different, and hopefully this live reading will be just the sign Libra, and then I'll be doing another live reading for other signs, and so expect that. And this is the Fairy Oracle, the Heart of Fairy Oracle by Brian and Wendy Froud. We're going to be using that for so on. And our main tarot deck for my usual Celtic cross spread is going to be the Smith Waite Centennial Tarot deck. It is very storybook inspired. There was a group of illustrators around the turn of the century called the Rose Cottage Girls, and they all graduated from a Philadelphia art institute. And as well as being newspaper illustrators, they also were very much into the Renaissance revivalism that was going on in the Art Nouveau period. And so one of them is the creator of this. So this is kind of like a Rider-Waite tarot deck, but Smith is actually credited, and she's the lady who Pamela Coleman Smith is the woman who did the original drawings for the deck. So, and I really enjoy that period of art. If you're familiar with the illustrator Kate Greenaway, she was also part of that school, and they were very good friends at the Rose Cottage there, where a group of young female artists lived together as they attended the Art Institute. And this is Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. And I love Victorian stuff. I'm a huge fan of not necessarily everything about the Victorian era, but certainly the aesthetic that leads into Art Nouveau and the arts and crafts movements. Victorian has always been one of my favorites in literature and certainly in design. This is a special deck. I have never used this on any of my broadcasts before, and we're going to be using it as an oracle. And it is from the Bhagavad Gita. So we're going to be doing some selections of things from the Bhagavad Gita for the houses of 7 through 12. So if you have a sun in Libra, or a moon in Libra, or an ascendant in Libra, Certainly, I have my ascendant in Libra, incidentally. Then this is a reading for you. Certainly, if you have, but you could look at it from the direction of your midheaven, your north node, your Venus, or your Mercury, depending on what you would like to know in specific. If it corresponds with a particular planet or house that you're curious about in your life right now, and you want to know what the sign of Libra or the seventh house is doing right now in the planetary energies, this is the reading for you. So I'm going to get right on to it. So we kind of have going on an Indian fairy Raj vintage Victorian thing going on here with some interesting uh, storybook illustrations. So I'm kind of getting a very good girly vibe in terms of playful mischief and uh, positive energies here. So let's see what we've got going on with the basic deck. Just to clarify, I'm not a big fan of talking while I shuffle and deal the cards, and I've considered not videoing me doing this just to save on time and get right to it. However, I think it's important to include the process, and I also think that it's important that I focus on the energies while I do this. So I just want to let you know, just in case you thought, hey, why isn't she talking? Okie dokie. So we now have our cards all ready. I've been having some difficulty with my alternate camera. So this live reading through my computer is goodness gracious. Well, this particular reading, let's see. This particular reading, dear Lord, is lacking a future influence. So it's interesting that it comes out there. Let me say now, in the center, we have the Knights of Cups reversed. Knights of Cups. Yes, Knights of Cups reversed. Great. This would indicate a particular this would indicate a young messenger. However, it is reversed. Like I said, this is an older person who is not sending a message. He is holding a cup to be presented of emotion, but it is reversed. So those emotions are withheld. Crossing the Knight of Swords. Reversed. Knight of Swords. So, Knight of Swords reversed. The Knight of Swords is intellectual energy, which cuts through bullshit in a fast-acting manner. Here you go. Knight of Swords. Coming through, cutting this away. However, it is in reverse, which indicates that, unfortunately, there is red tape. There is subterfuge. There is dishonesty. Above, in the mental region, is the Seven of Staffs, reversed. Seven of Staffs. Now, this would be, if it were upright, many choices, many roads one could go down and take action in a fiery manner. However, being that it is reversed, that action is not occurring. Perhaps you only have one direction, one choice with this person, or things are very cut and dry, very narrow-minded. Now, in the Earth, we have the Queen of Cups, reversed. Here you go. Queen of Cups, reversed. The Queen of Cups is an emotional and fertile being, a creative lady. She's also known as to be a lady of sadness, a widow. And this Queen of Cups is currently in reverse. So, well, it is very difficult in winter during such a cold time when the earth is barren and resources are scarce to maintain a fertile and abundant creative nature sometimes. It can be very difficult to have that inspiration when there is not much sunlight. And what sunlight there is, you miss the sun coming up and the sun setting, which can really help the pineal gland and help uh, the amygdala and channel those brain chemicals the right way. So the Queen of Cups is perhaps not sad, perhaps not a lady of sadness or a widow. She is perhaps a feminine force which is comfortable in her own. But that being said, there can be such a thing as being too creative. It leads to being disorganized, for example, or not having a clean house, or maybe not preparing meals all the time, exactly on time. So there's a lot to be said for just being able to nourish oneself and also to formulate like solid stuff, which, like there's a time for research, there's a time for creation, there's a time for just putting it out there, regardless. Sometimes you just have to do the actual materialization of bringing that unseen into the scene. And so that is not always the most airy fairy of mindsets, maybe not as conducive to creativity, but essential in order to bring that creativity into a manifest state that everyone can enjoy. So in the past, let's see what we got for you, Libra. More feminine influence with the Queen of Wands reversed. Here you go. Queen of Wands reversed. She's a very lovely lady. Lovely, lovely. And just move my little stand out of the way. I thought I was going to use it, but I'm not. It's easier to do it this way. So, this is the Queen of Swords, or Queen of Wands reversed. And Queen of Wands is a fiery lady personality. She's got a black cat in front of her throne. She's holding a sunflower. These are all indications of her Leo-ness, actually. And if it is in reverse, this is kind of the opposite, more tendency. So, whereas the Queen of Wands would usually be very outgoing, very extroverted mentality, filled with parties, filled with socializing, social butterfly, the Queen of Wands reversed is like a shy personality, a retiring personality, just doesn't want to get involved with a lot of drama, just having would be much more comfortable in a small group or an intimate setting. Thank you. Really not into the fast-paced nightlife or loudness of social settings. Now, in the future, we have temperance. Temperance reversed. Here you go. Temperance. And in temperance, we see that the angel is transferring from one cup to another. This is justice, right? And so this temperance is suggesting that it would usually suggest patience. It would usually suggest that there's a universal order to the cosmos, that there is always a balance of the force, and you just have to accept that that is how the universe has worked in the past. However, with the dawning of Aquarius, which, yes, it's a real thing, and I'll probably make a video about just the ages of the zodiac and the age of Aquarius and what that means. That would probably be really good for my numbers on this channel. But there is also the Vedic Kali Yuga, which is the age of steel, and the age of steel. So their ages correspond. Ours correspond to Western signs. Theirs corresponds to metallurgy, and with the and we are transitioning. We're going through transition time. That's called the Kali Yuga. So that's definitely something I need to talk about in future as well in relation to all of this. Now, I personally do not see. I see the end of a dark age and the coming of a very positive age. Okay, I want to make that clear that I use that in my interpretations, that whenever I read anything as occurring that way, then I always read for the positive. So this temperance, there's usually a universal orders of the cosmos. It is in reverse, somewhat. Please pardon that noise. And then in your emotions, however, we have the Three of Swords right here. We have the Three of Swords, Libra, and it is in reverse right here. And now, okay. Now, this little, this Three of Swords, this is usually tremendous heartbreak. It's usually immense sadness. Generally, a breakup with the family, um, or a breakup with relationship partners, and a breakup with like just friends. Because it's like three swords. This is like a, you know, devastating emotional blow, emotional blow, emotional blow. I think that that happened before because it's in the reverse, and actually emotionally probably feel pretty good. So congratulations, Libra. You feel pretty good. Doesn't matter that temperance is in reverse, and all this crazy stuff is going on, and people are stubborn, and there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape. You're actually good. So, all right. Now, then in terms of others, yay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's reversed. And Wheel of Fortune reversed, it is. Whereas the Wheel of Fortune would usually designate an ending, a culmination, a completion. This turned over is more of a new beginning. It is a continuation. It is perhaps even a positive, like, you know, all of a sudden, you've inherited something. You're passing through something. You're passing forward something. You've taken on a new apprentice. You feel more comfortable teaching others. You're ready to you know, go with the wheel of time, understanding that there is no end. Right? So cool. And then next, future influence. We have the star in reverse. Star in reverse. Yeah. And that's Aquarius generally, and it's the wish card, but it's in reverse. So, as much as we may wish or daydream something into being, sometimes the universe just works on material stuff and we can visualize, sure. And the more we relax and meditate and visualize towards a goal, and as well as planet in the earthly realm, the more it will take shape and blossom and come into being. That is the entire premise of magic. And the magician is to transmute energies and thoughts and desires and the psychic powers and energies. These all things that we use. However, there is such a thing. Once again, the star reversed, temperance reversed, right? All of it. Now, my thought is that I am correct in this reading. However, my other thought is that if all the cards are reversed, maybe I should just be seeing them as upright. All right. So, yes, all the cards are reversed. All right. Well, that's what you get. Now, the seven of Pentacles. Here we go. Yay! Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So, in this card being reversed, usually, if it's upright, it's a gentleman who is watching his crop grow. He has planted his pumpkins or squash or beans, or I guess he's Jack, and he's planting his magic beans and growing his vines up to the giant and going to get some gold from the giant there and save his farm. But he is longingly looking at these pentacles. And so, in culmination, I think that, but it is, and he's watching his profits grow. Like he's got an investment, he's got a portfolio, he's got some things that will mature, right? Annuities or whatever. No, but it's in reverse. So the idea here is get those things. Insurance helps. Make friends with somebody who's involved with some form of production or promotion or investment or something like that, Libra. It couldn't hurt. And be aware that this is not also this is a much better interpretation, which is this guy has to wait for these pentacles to mature, right? But this is talking about right now. We're talking about let's do this thing. We're talking about you don't have to, expect every financial boon to mature over time and be hard won. Sometimes the easiest actions, surprisingly enough, can do what very many years of work were unable to do. And that's just one of the balance forces of the universe. Sometimes it takes tremendous amounts of unearthly effort to do something, and sometimes it's just smooth as butter. So, okay. My goodness. Such a trip. All right, so let's see what we've got. What have we got? With the vintage wisdom oracle here. I'm excited to find out what the Victorians have to say. And it is trust. Ooh, that's a beautiful sentiment right there. Oh, and I love the artwork on this card. Oh, it's gorgeous. Fantastic. Very nice. Kind of reminds me of the Ghost Whisperer credits artist, the intro of the Ghost Whisperer. I have no idea if it's the same person or not. That person is Melanie, I think, something or other. So, let's see who did the artist art on this. I think Victoria Mosley did the art on this. Um, so let's see here. We have trust as our cool oracle card. The stag, a symbol of healing, love, and fertility, is sacred to the fairies of Ireland and Scotland. Also revered in shamanic cultures as a healing totem, the stag instinctively knew which medicinal plant to eat in order to shake off a hunter's arrow. This image depicts an atmosphere of harmony and ease between the dainty fairy queen and her stag. He peacefully carries her through an enchanted jungle without navigation or the use of reins. The stag has earned the right to her trust, and the affinity they share is built on a foundation of unspoken understanding. Wow. From an earthly perspective, trust is a fragile flower, difficult to earn but easily broken. At some point in our lives, we must all endure lessons regarding trust, which deepen our understandings of life and enable us to discern more wisely. These components are both integral and vital to our spiritual growth. When we lose sight of our place within the bigger picture, broken trust can lead to blame and bitterness, restricting our capacity to live in the moment and fully give and receive with whole heart. Sometimes heartful experiences can be seen as blessings that come to test our strength and result in a desire to seek out deeper meanings in life. The presence of this card highlights your need to trust your judgment or that of another person or situation. Now may be the time to confront old patterns seeded by a lack of trust or a propensity to misplace trust in some way. There are no coincidences in karma, so if you struggle to see the justice in a situation, trust that you are only given what is necessary for your highest good. Look for valuable insights hidden amid disappointment or the rewards of a wise decision. Both have equal power. Your relationship to life is a direct reflection of your ability to trust your own powers, discrimination, and to embrace the wisdom of your divine and knowing nature. Allow the power of love to loosen negative attachments and focus on any areas in need of the soothing presence of trust. Ooh, just saying that word, trust. Okay, so let's see. That was very nice. I enjoyed that. Um, and it very much backs up the reading we just did. So I feel all is in tune. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Mystic Ashram. Just wanted to say, The Lady of Song. Lady of Song. La 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 la. She's beautiful. Very comfortable in the moonlight, bathing through a beautiful crown of lights and crystals. 42. Answer to the life, the universe, and everything. Let's see what the Lady of Song has to say. Listening, stillness, harmony. Look at the Lady of Song. Can you tell that she is listening attentively to the great song that the universe sings? She is so quiet, so very still. She can hear the most distant stars singing in harmony with her own planet. To hear this song is to become profoundly connected to the universe. She is here to remind you to listen. If you draw her in a reading, just sit still and listen for a moment. What can you hear? Of course, you hear the ordinary sounds of life that you may find comforting or annoying. But what else do you hear? Listen to the stillness beyond the noise. In that stillness, you will hear the song. Open your heart to it, and you will begin to understand that you are as much a part of the song as anything else in the universe. Raise your voice and sing with the Lady of Song and feel that connection. Well, whether you're into singing along with your favorite song or humming or whistling or any form, just dragging your finger along the top of a glass, any form of noise making is beautiful and in tune. And this is a very reassuring. So this suggests music and song. That is what will help you, Libra. And let's find out. Let's find out what our Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita has to say here. Overcoming fear. So along with trust and the Lady of Song, we have overcoming fear. Wow. I love the artwork on this card. So beautiful, this deck. Truly magnificent. And this one says, Chapter 2, verse 40. No effort on the yoga path is ever lost, nor can any obstacle ever hold one back forever. Just a little progress on this path can protect one from the greatest fear. Neha Bikrama Nasosti Pratya Bio Na Vidyati Svalpam Api Asaya Dharmasaya Trayate Mahato Bayat. So I'm reminded of Lord Ganesh, Lord of Yoga and Lord of Obstacles. And he holds the keys to consciousness, the keys to our higher selves. And that, so Lord Ganesh with the elephant head may figure in this. And I'm also reminded of this beautiful trust with this goddess and her stag, or her lady and the stag in the light together. She is which reminds me of this beautiful Cherokee proverb about a woman can go strong and confident into the world, and a man, and a man is there to protect her. Mankind is there to protect the divine feminine in its way in the world. Um, Something similar. So it's a beautiful sentiment. I printed it out and had it on my fridge, and it's really divine thought. So I hope that this humming or song or sound resonates with your heart, Libra, and know that great boons can actually come as windfalls. Also, sometimes it doesn't take a long time for some amazing good fortune to come to us, even if people always said you have to work hard and earn everything and be thankful for every little thing you've ever gotten, every day, every moment. Then, you know, that's true. But sometimes things just happen suddenly. So sing out, sing, and play your music and dance, Libra. And I hope sincerely that this has warmed your heart and brought you much love and many blessings and sweetness and goodness to your life. Thank you so much for joining me, Libra, and tuning in. And everybody else, I'm going to be doing another reading for Scorpio coming up soon. So bless you all, and thank you so much for tuning in here at Mystic Ashram. And I'll talk to you all later.